So when I first started my first year, I could fill up a piece of paper and thinking like, oh, this is gonna be great, it's awesome, I love this bit. And then go up, bomb on stage, not work at all. Over the years, that same thing, now it's gotten to the point where I'm only even bothering to write down things where I think, okay, I think this is going to work. It might not crush, it might be, totally fail, but it's something I believe in and I think is worthwhile saying in public.
Thank you very much, sir. Awesome, fantastic. My name is Wes Hazard and I am 30 years old.
I've always loved comedy. Who doesn't like to laugh? That's a pretty universal thing. I don't think I became aware of what stand-up was really until I was maybe in elementary school. Bill Cosby himself, like that special was on cable a lot, so watched that and never had any idea that I would want to do it or would be able to. And it wasn't something that I first tried until my freshman year of college. I tend to do a lot of personal stories, so just longer things that have happened to me that I've taken and thought about and figure out, all right, what's funny about that? How can I, emphasize the funny in that and just, discuss it. So personal stories and then observations, and it's just a matter of, nights and weekends and anywhere you can, just getting stage time and getting better and really just doing what you love. A lot of comedians will sit down with a notebook and say, all right, the next 2 hours, this is writing time. I'm going to come up with some premises, some tags for jokes, see if it works out, take these notes to the open mic and figure out if it works and that sort of thing. That I've tried to do and it's never been particularly rewarding for me. I find what I do is I just live my life and something, pretty regularly something will happen that's just wow, I need to talk about that, so that tends to be my writing process. Obviously I keep a notebook in case anything comes to me oh, that might be worth talking to, but generally it's just living and thinking, all right, I'm about to go on this mic. A good strategy that has happened for me that I've employed for writing jokes is before I go onto an open mic, I think, all right, what is the most embarrassing thing that happened to me this week? What was the worst thing that happened to me this week? And let's just talk about that and see if we can make it funny. And that tends to work for me.
And this is what happened. I left at 1 o'clock, disgusted with myself. I ate a pizza alone on a sidewalk. And then I drove home, and on the Mass Pike in my Toyota Corolla, I hit 100 miles per hour 3 different times because I hated myself that much. All right, so that's.
I have found that over the years, you have a much better sense, your sense of humor, your own personal sense of humor, and your own critique of your own work evolves. If you are funny and you continue to try to get funnier and just work on your material, and then also you're nice to people, eventually it's just a line, people will notice oh, that guy's funny, I'm doing a show, maybe I could have him on, that sort of thing. And I think if you were, performing the exact same style and talking about the exact same things at year 2 that you were at, say, year 8, that's probably a problem. So you want to keep advancing, adding new wrinkles to your game. You get influenced by other people, and major life changes happen to you. It's really just a matter of not so much trying to be any particular type of comedian, but trying to be your funniest self on stage.
Boy, how do you do that? It's just like a white people winter listserv, it's over 40. Break that shit out. That's amazing, all right? I love you. You can set your watch to it, all right? It's fantastic, all right? One thing, though, I don't like about Winter Being Over is this. I get to play a lot. If you live in New England, you know what I'm talking about. I get to play this a lot. Every time it snowed this year, I get to play my favorite winter game.